Boom, we are alive, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be taking a look at Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Link. That's it. We're going to keep it simple today. And at the end of the show, we're going to go over something fun, so make sure you stick around because, that's what... So for those of you that are in the private group, you would have received an email this morning about Ethereum. We saw a nice break of the reaccumulation range that we were sitting in. Now, we had been looking at this for the last 60 days. Pretty close to 60 days. And it looked like one of the potential weaker reaccumulation ranges, which does something like this, moves between the box, breaks out, sees an LPS here, something like this, before we see a much bigger extension. So one of the fun things here is that we've been watching this for so long now. Now, I was kind of mucking about because I made a few small trades in Binance, but ultimately I was waiting for this change of character in Bitcoin and Ethereum. So here I'm quite excited to see this. Again, we've got our first targets up here around $700 and $500. And we found this again using a few different methods, but one of them more predominantly that I like to use is just to see where there's resistance on the VPVR here, which in my mind shows basically an emotional area where people had bought and or sold Ethereum somewhere back here between 2018 and 2019, the start of 2019. Bang, this area here, or our big smiley Ethereum guy. So there's a lot of resistance, I believe, in this area, even though it doesn't show up on the VPR like super strongly. There are another few ways that we can do this as well. So just quickly, while we're looking at profit potentials, we want to grab from the bottom of the box and kind of ignore where we are and look at something like this. So I actually have just measured from the top of the AR to the bottom of the spring effectively with the Fibonacci. And what we can see here is the 3618 and the 4236 are between here and $850 as well. This is a really nice explosive move if we do get all of that. So I will be taking some profits at 540 and here as well. As the last few days I've been entering this trade as I closed out of my Binance trade. So effectively what we're trying to do here is make sure we capture the momentum when it's coming in, and it appears to have started. So we had been looking at something kind of similar in Bitcoin. And if we go out, we'll start our chart here on the daily. Remember, previous accumulation range, way the heck back here on the left side of the screen, down around $200 to $600 before we started to see our LPSs, our SOSs, and then the final big breakout of the bull market. I will compare this to Link afterwards because we did see something very similar to the breakout of the box, this, and then what becomes a potentially bigger move for Link, and that's what we're looking at right now. So this was the previous accumulation and into the distribution of the buying climax, and then down here to the selling climax. So that's important to remember because what we're trying to do is figure out where the hell we are in this story. And right now where we are in the story is A, B, C, D of the Wyckoff accumulation area. And what we're looking at here is the daily. And as we move into the 4 hour, we can start to see this rising kind of fib channel or regression channel, however you want to look at it. And we were seeing a movement through the box with a rising gradient bottom. Now, we have many times before talked about how these rising gradient bottoms can be really explosive moves, and that's why we're going to be taking a look at Link next. Now that we've moved out of this, I do feel very strongly that we are going to run to just above this top regression line, something along the lines of up to 16,000, some crazy hypodermic peak like this, and then a retracement to a retest around 12 grand, and that would be our backup phase out of the SOS. So this is a really big moment for the industry because this signal and what we get in the SOS here, how low does it come down, is going to be a really strong indicator for what we get out of the rest of this market. So to finalize this story with Link, we're actually going to be taking a look at Link versus USD. Not something I normally do, but I thought that there was a valid two-part effort to this story. So let's go over and look back at Link's full story. Because again, remember in the beginning of this video, I said that Link was actually quite similar to Bitcoin's movements in the way that it produced LPSs after the breakout of the box. So if I look here on the daily, you can see here's our previous trading range with our first SOS. Again, for those of you that haven't studied this stuff, either go do it or join the private den. Enjoy the private bear den by going to arcanebear.com/private or something. I don't know. The links are down below. And there's a no risk reward relationship here. You can get a membership just by paying. And if you don't like it, we'll give you a full refund, because we have very few unsatisfied people that don't recognize how valuable it is to take the time to enjoy the stuff. So again, SOS, LPS, SOS, LPS, SOS, LPS, SOS, LPS, and then a big final breakout. Again, look at the similarity to what Bitcoin did in its previous run-up through its bull cycle. We saw, again, this very similar movement outside of the first parts of the box with a first LPS and SOS, LPS, SOS, and then a big excited move outside. So Link appears to be moving into what might be actually one more final extension as part of the bull market that comes from Bitcoin. So I would call this a wave 4. I would effectively call this wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how I would count it outside of the box. I think all these LPSs are basically a 1 to 2 to 3. So a quite slow, awkward phase, waves 1 through 3. But anyways, that's a different story. I don't really think that stuff is super important in our theology. But here if we look a little closer at Link again on the US dollar, now not with as much data, and certainly not as clean in the early parts of its days. So I think first we saw a lot more trading of Bitcoin and volume of Bitcoin coming into Link. And now, probably because you have things like 10x leverage on Binance for Link versus USDT, that you're seeing a lot more of this kind of stable betting take place on futures contracts. And if you look closely here on the 45-minute, you're going to recognize something that we all know and love at the Arcane Bear family, is the potential for a rising gradient bottom accumulation pattern. So we have just popped Link up into the top of our watch list for a potential trade here, as we are in our current trade with Ethereum and sitting mostly in Bitcoin again at the moment, just because it's our stable driver. I did exit fully out of that Binance play. It did me well, but I'm interested in something that does much better than well. Okay, so keeping an eye on this to see if we get an LPS and a continued SOS on a Link here as well, to what would equate to probably a pretty big wave 5. So I'm going to want to make sure I'm sticking around for a few of these plays. So we'll leave it at that for the day. There's a lot of stuff going on, but lastly, I want to go over one of the most important things here today. Kiva. Now, I want to give you guys the heads up that the goal here is just to help promote Kiva. I think they have a wonderful platform. This is no way a sponsored ad. And what we've been doing for the last few weeks is making contributions to the Kiva platform. So for those of you that have never used it before, it is a nonprofit organization of the United States. It has this great set up here where you go to kiva.org and you can find different people that you want to make loans to. So we're going to start here on the left hand side. We're going to click find a borrower. Now I've already logged in, and there's some fun things here too. I've got one in my basket, but here we go. It shows someone, Moldova, and this is where she's from, Tatiana, and she needs money for heating systems. And then what you can do is you can kind of look around by, again, this is like a fun platform for no APY lending. So you can make a loan to an entrepreneur around the world that's underserved and underbanked, and they pay that loan back. In fact, Kiva's repayment rate is like 98.4% or something. It's fantastic. So what we do is we're going to add a few more to the basket and make a loan to Kiva as well. So if you guys haven't signed up, when you do, you can actually join the Arcane Bear family, or you can join the DigiFox family. We got Nicholas Merton of DataDash to help out in this kind of decentralized marketing for Kiva as well. We really like their platform. We really like what they're doing. And we believe that this space originally was intended to help the underbanked and the underserved. And this is our way of making sure we maintain that flag and banner, no matter how profitable or exciting this technological space gets, that we fly a moral flag. Well, maybe not moral. We fly at least a flag of choice to try to help the underserved and the underbanked as a motto of this sector. So really simple stuff here. We're just going to finish off with this one. If you go check out now. So we're going to loan, I think, we'll just do a $25 one. I didn't get too excited to put too much into this today. And again, we've got our BlockFi partnership, which is coming up, which is we've made an agreement with BlockFi where we're just going to take all the marketing budget that they give us to have one sponsored show a month, or one partnered show a month, per week. Let me get this straight. And then we're going to put that all on Kiva, and we're going to give you guys, the community, the opportunity to pick which people we loan that to every month. You'll be able to do that by joining the private den in the Discord channel. We've got Kiva, and we'll make a few votes on which entrepreneurs we want to lend to. But it's really simple. Let's see. You click here. You go through the got to sign sign up or create a new account. I'm already checked in, guys. I'm already in. Okay. Let's see here. Let's try that one more time. Okay, so let's see. We're just going to have to go through this process, I think, one more time anyways. Well, you sign in, you sign up, you join a team. It's a great platform. I was kind of hoping this part was going to be a little smoother for me, but I must have gotten logged out during cache refresh. So here we go. It's going to give me the option to pay. I'm going to pay with PayPal because it's really simple for me to do right now. We go through the whole process. Oh yeah, I probably should have. Okay, so boom. Now I'm not going to edit it. It's going to take too much time. You hit the checkout button and off it goes. We made a loan to Karen Elizabeth in Peru for helping acquire more materials for her farm. So you can check out Karen and her rating status too. So I think stuff like this is so interesting because it applies microfinance and micro credit scores around the world. And I really believe that this type of platform deserves a heck of a lot more interest. So again, sign up if you guys want. We just hit the 100% funded part for Karen Elizabeth by making a contribution. The loan length is for 14 months. So in 14 months, we'd get that $25 back or whatever, or the $30 we made a contribution of to close this one out. You can read her story. She's a 32-year-old hardworking woman who lives with a partner in the town of Pampacola, which is located in Arequipa. You think I'd be better at saying these. She earns a living by raising cattle, paying special attention to care and feeding the shelter she provides. She is asking for loans to buy cattle and increase her production. She hopes to a future improve her home and continue to have a good well-being. Well, Karen, I hope this all helps. You look like you're having a fantastic time in the beautiful parts of Peru there. Thank you guys all. Again, remember, if you go into arcanebear.com/Kiva, it will bring you directly to join our team, and you can join here. So as you can see, we've got the Arcane Bear team. Again, I just want to highlight this platform. I think they've done such a cool job, and together we've there's 6 team members, and between them we've funded 175. Now I wasn't actually adding mine to begin with, so I missed out building the team to start off with, but we hope that other people join in along this story. So we're excited to do this. We're excited to have BlockFi on the show tomorrow. We're having the podcast with Flory tomorrow, and I think it will go live Monday. But yeah, I'm really excited to see these types of ideas come to life after a while of working together. And thank you to Nicholas of Data Dash and DigiFox for collaborating in this decentralized way to really raise the flag and the banner of helping the underserved and the underbanked with this technology, and keeping that one of our main drivers of this vehicle. Anyways, this is Tia with the Arcane Bear. If you made it to this long through the video, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate the support. I'm going to do another rant. You're lucky. I'm going to get on the camera and I'm going to do another rant today after I go to the beach and have a few meetings, and then I'm going to make a rant in the evening, and then you're even going to get like a late night evening video. I don't even know what I'm going to talk about yet. I can rant about something though. We'll see you guys again soon. Thank you.